Hi besties, I'm back, and today let's talk about painting fabrics. Fabric painting along with hair, hand, and feet are some of the hardest things to paint for me, so I wanted to do more studies about these subjects and I'm starting with the fabrics. I want to share with you guys all the things that I learned. I'm going to talk about understanding the fabric folds, the kind of fabric folds, then the different fabric materials, and then I'm going to apply what I learned at the very end. I used to just copy the fabric from the reference, which could work. I love using references, but it's easier to paint the fabrics if you understand why it's there and it's not just random folds. First, there's tension. These happens when there's some kind of stretching or pulling of the fabric. As you can see, the tensions are the points here, and it creates these kinds of folds right here. And then there's compression, or when the fabric is being squeezed or pushed together, like the shirt folds here or when you push the curtains together. Third one, folds can show up even when the fabric is just resting on surface. It's not being pulled or squeezed, it's just laying there, so the folds are random. Throughout the studies I did, I learned that it's important to understand why the fold is there so that we know how the folds will flow and where it will start and how it will behave. Honestly, I didn't even know that there are different kinds of folds before this study, and apparently there are 7 kinds of folds. Let's start with pipe folds, which are long vertical shapes, of course kind of like pipes. Think curtains or maxi dresses. Then there's drop folds, which are folds of fabrics that are just hanging freely. It's more flowy than pipe folds. Zigzag folds is the one you can see where there's more diamond or triangular shapes grouped together, like the sleeves, the elbows, and knees. The fourth one is the spiral folds, which are the folds that are usually wrapped around cylindrical things. I noticed it's more compressed than the zigzag folds. Number 5, half lock, which are folds on bent legs, arms, torsos. Number 6, there's diaper folds. When the fabric is hanging between the 2 support points like capes, hammocks, drapery, it forms kind of like a diaper look. And the last one is the resting folds. This one is more organic and unpredictable, like the blankets and clothing piles laying on the floor. Now let's look at a good fabric reference here where it's actually just like the usual ball rendering thing. There's gonna be highlight, core shadow, cast shadow, reflected light, and midtones. When painting the materials, the pattern could stay similar, but the material changes how it looks and how the flow of the fold looks. And there's a whole lot of fabric materials, as you guys know, but I'm just gonna talk about the common ones like the silk. This is more of the smooth blending, the shiny, flowing, very reflective and glossy. Then there's velvets, where you need to focus on deep value contrast. You have to avoid harsh, bright highlights, but you need to still keep the transitions soft. And then there's cotton. It looks very soft and the wrinkles are less flowier than silk, but it's still soft looking. And the highlights are like in the middle of silk and velvet. It's very matte. Also, there's denim. It's very heavy, the folds are chunkier, and you need to use variations in tones to depict the faded areas, and you can also use textured brushes for details like the wear and tear of it and the stitching. Then the last one is the transparent or the sheer fabrics. It's very lightweight. You need to reveal the shapes underneath it. So for that to happen, you need to use low opacity brushes and multiple layers. You have to retain the transparency in the center of the fabric and less towards the edges, and you need to have overlaps to create depth. Now for the last part, I have a bunch of references here. I'm gonna link the references I use below if you guys wanna try it with me. My biggest takeaway from all this study is that I should stop just randomly painting wrinkles out of nowhere, and instead it really helps when I understand what I'm looking at, because knowing things like what causes the fold or what type of folds I should use really helps make the fabric look more believable and less overwhelming to paint. So I hope you guys picked something useful from this short video. If you guys want me to do a video of any topic you want, please leave it in the comments. And I also want to thank my Patreon besties for supporting my art this month and every month. There are 10 new brushes there if you guys want to join and support your girl. Nail clap! Thank you besties for taking your time to watch this, and I'll see you guys next weekend maybe. Love you guys, mama.